When Lucille Ball's name was announced as the winner of the Primetime Emmy for Best Actress in 1953 for her performance in I Love Lucy, Desi Arnaz sat motionless for a moment, then slowly brought a hand to his face. His eyes brimmed with tears as he looked up at the stage where Lucille, in a modest gown, clutched the golden statue she once believed she would never touch. Crew members seated nearby later said Desi had whispered something under his breath, words that barely carried past the applause. She did it. Later that night, away from the cameras and champagne toasts, Desi told a close friend from the show's crew, "She worked so hard. She never thought she was good enough. I knew this was hers." That single sentence captured years of sacrifice, late-night rehearsals, and emotional setbacks that had shaped their shared journey. In 1951, when I Love Lucy first aired, Lucille Ball had already spent nearly 2 decades in Hollywood. But television was new territory, and its growing influence placed intense pressure on performers to connect with audiences in their homes. Lucille threw herself into every aspect of the show, from blocking and timing to rehearsals and rewriting scenes, in their tiny office behind Stage 2 at Desi Studios. Desi, more than anyone, saw how much of herself she gave to each episode. One evening during Season 1, Desi returned home late to find Lucille asleep on the living room couch, script still in her hands, notes scribbled in the margins. He didn't wake her. He simply sat beside her for a while, watching the quiet rise and fall of her breathing. In that moment, he understood the weight she carried not only as a performer, but as the face of a groundbreaking show they had built from the ground up. The Emmy win felt personal to him not because of ratings or recognition, but because he had seen her battle through self-doubt and harsh criticism. Lucille often told friends she never believed she was beautiful enough or serious enough to be considered truly great. Desi countered that thinking every step of the way, reminding her of the millions who laughed, cried, and tuned in each week because of what she gave them. That night at the Emmys, Desi's tears were not from surprise, but from relief. Relief that the world had finally caught up to what he had known all along. When Lucille stood on stage, blinking against the bright lights and holding back tears of her own, Desi's quiet pride poured from his face. Even in public, Desi rarely held back his emotions when it came to Lucille. During a table read once interrupted by network executives criticizing the script's pacing, Lucille nervously second-guessed her comedic choices. Desi stood up and said in front of everyone, "You're watching the best there is. Let her be." The room fell silent, and from that moment no one ever questioned her timing again. After the Emmy ceremony, the couple returned to their hotel suite, where Lucille reportedly placed the award on the dresser and stared at it quietly for several minutes. Then she turned to Desi and said, "Are you proud of me?" He kissed her forehead and replied, "I've always been proud of you. This only proved what I already knew." In that quiet reply, with no audience and no spotlight, lived the heart of their bond, an unshakable belief in each other. That night, Desi's tears in the audience were not for the Emmy, but for the woman he had always believed was worthy of it.